The Federation of Young Farmers Clubs in Zimbabwe introduces the Young Farmer Development Program. Over the past 5 years, our organization has been identifying, networking, and developing the next generation of Zimbabwean farmers. Over 2,000 young farmers have been identified and networked through our various platforms. In partnership with the Government of Zimbabwe, a special group of champion farmers have been separated and are now defined as young farmer pace setters. These special young farmers have availed themselves as forerunners and mentors in leading the national agro-industrial revolution in Zimbabwe. Working with various partners, the Federation of Young Farmers Clubs in Zimbabwe has embarked on a national tour. We will be visiting the 10 provinces of Zimbabwe to unveil and showcase these forerunners. This week, we are in the Midlands province, home to a special group of movers and shakers. Meet Tatenda Karimazondo. Karimazondo is one of the nation's top exporters, shipping horticulture products such as flowers and peas, with premier destinations abroad.
Tatenda Karimazondo is 40 years old. This is a family-owned farm. My parents have always been into farming, but I started being more focused on it about 5 years back. When I visited some schoolmates, and then I realized the potential. I'm an entrepreneur by nature, sure. And then I saw the potential in terms of the money that can be made if one is serious about farming.
Karimazondo, who is also a recipient of a Global Good Agricultural Practices certification, is expanding his product base by developing a 50-hectare avocado and citrus field.
We're in a country where there's a complex economic variations with regard to currency reforms that naturally affect your business as an export-based business. Do you have any comments or suggestions on how better government can support an export-based business such as yourself?
Ideally, we would want to have as much support from government as much as possible. They must understand our business. Recently, the government announced some changes in the exchange rate in terms of gold retention. The small-scale farmers are getting now 100% at a flat rate of $45, and they get this in the form of cash. Because the government is trying to promote production.
Karimazondo attributes his success to hard work and knowing when to strike. But he does mention that the nation's shifting monetary policies are a challenge. Our next farmer is Gweru Peza, the brains behind Zambezi Bulk. Mpesa is doing the impossible, producing A-grade agricultural products in an arid area. This is thanks to his man-made water reservoir. He not only uses this for farming and personal services, he also provides water for nearby villages.
What motivated me into going to farming was sustainability. Every sit down as a businessman, I wanted something more sustainable.
Mpesa says the reason he chose this piece of land was due to the fact that it had some minor infrastructure on it, which he then developed. He talks of the importance of developing infrastructure in farming.
What are some of the challenges that you faced?
For me, it was more of a learning curve. I started from the ground, and when I inherited this farm, when I took over here, it was an abandoned farm, like I mentioned to you earlier. There was no infrastructure here. There was no electricity here. There was no sustainable water here. All those things are things that we've had to develop.
Our last but definitely not least feature is Daniel Berger. Berger, who keeps being elected as chairperson of the Water Management Board in his community, is passionate about preservation and controlled use of water. There is no runoff at all at his impressive estate due to an impressive canal system put in place by his predecessors.
Farming is a lifestyle. You have to live it, you have to feel it. It's a living thing to me. And at the same time, though, it is a business.
Berger, who has traveled and seen the world, mentions the importance of coming home and developing roots and being economically productive here. As they say, there is no place like home. The Federation of Young Farmers Clubs in Zimbabwe would like to thank the Government of Zimbabwe and our sponsors. We continue to grow together and utilizing our land to create a better future, keeping the wheels of Zim agriculture in motion.
For a tough, reliable partner that works as hard as you do, just add Ranger.